common issue, which is a public interest. That's why every public interest issue is related to each individual citizens. अगर आदिवासियों के बारे में मैं कुछ बोलूं तो हर एक आदिवासी का वो इशू है, पर दैट डजंट मीन कि एवरी आदिवासी ने कोर्ट के सामने आना चाहिए. ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता है ना. हम अगर महिला एट्रोसिटीज के बारे में बोलेंगे तो इट कैन नॉट बी सेड दैट एवरी वुमन शुड कम विद हर इशू एंड हर प्रॉब्लम.
हर पीआईएल को सुनने से मना नहीं करते. और कुछ हम लोग सुमोटो भी रजिस्टर करते हैं. That depends upon the facts of the case.
ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट
We entertain the PIL, but where the all cannot go and all are affected. Where you cannot identify this particular person is anybody can be affected. In PIL, any public member can be affected. So, but here they are limited number. You know that
these are the common issues.
And for them, there is a special forum.
No, these are the common issues related to role and responsibility of the authorities, which is not fulfilled. That is my point, Your Lordship. And the violations of the law, policy, and judgments.
First, we will consider about maintainability. Then we will, if we find that it is maintainable,
there are points related to maintainability.
तो ये नहीं लोग बताएंगे, इनको बताने
नहीं, उन्होंने अभी जो ERP डाला है, आप एक पढ़िए. Whether the concrete issues that we have presented sample lists with the names of individuals related to each issue. जैसे मैंने कहा कि small plots देने चाहिए 65 50 feet का, वो भी नहीं दिया है. Hundreds are just waiting to get that plot देने के बाद हाउस ग्रांट नहीं दी है. उन्होंने 15,946 families out of submergence डिक्लेयर किए. मैं आपको रिमाइंडर में जो हमने लगाया है उसके ऊपर ध्यान देती हूँ. R7 of my rejoinder in reply by respondent number 2. Kindly look into their own compliance report, which brings out the figure.
केवल इसी इशू में कि मेंटेनेबिलिटी
नहीं, because इन्होंने मेंटेनेबल नहीं, क्योंकि ये सब स्पेक्युलेटिव है. 15,946 फिगर भी ये कितना झूठ बोला है. उनका ओन कॉम्प्लायंस रिपोर्ट बिफोर द सुप्रीम कोर्ट, वो मैं पॉइंट आउट कर रही हूँ. काइंडली हैव अ लुक एट दैट पेज, जस्ट 94 to 116 इन माय रिजॉइंडर. उसमें सुप्रीम कोर्ट में उन्होंने डाला हुआ कॉम्प्लायंस रिपोर्ट. इसका एक ही पेज आपको देखना है. 104, page 104 of my rejoinder. Status of R&R of NPPAX affected up to dam height 138.68 meters. That is the full reservoir level, the highest point. Now they are showing that the up to 138.68 meters, 37,754, and up to 138.68 meter revised VWL is 21,808. This difference is 15946. So what they have done is they have revised the backwater level illegally, and that also I can prove. They have in their synopsis given a wrong statement saying that fixing the backwater level was the responsibility of Central Water Commission and Narmada Control Authority. Not at all. It was only of CWC. That I will read out the clause in the tribunal award. That is another point on which they are saying that this is to be rejected. Now, Your Lordship, the CWC.
ये रिलीफ मांगी आपने पिटीशन में?
हाँ,
पिटीशन में रिलीफ है.
हाँ, ये रिलीफ है कि भाई रिवाइज बैकवाटर लेवल की है और 2023
रिलीफ क्लॉज में कहाँ लिखा है?
रिलीफ में प्रेयर्स में है. सिनॉप्सिस में मैंने प्रेयर्स एक एक एक्सप्लेन किया.
मैंने पिटीशन की प्रेयर में पूछा.
हाँ, पिटीशन की प्रेयर से मैंने सिनॉप्सिस में एक्सप्लेन की है.
प्रेयर कहाँ है पिटीशन?
Here, the first prayer, second part. The PF should include all those affected and to be affected up to the old legally determined by CWC backwater levels whose houses, shops are already acquired. So it has become the government's property, and now they can be excluded and not rehabilitated. And the actual BWS reached in 2023. I can show to you the letters written by the member civil of the Narmada Control Authority saying that the NCA has failed in regulating, and this change in the backwater level is proved to be wrong and false in 2023 when thousands of houses faced submergence and devastation. Lakhs of lakhs. How much of relief they have given? I have annexed the official letters and data. And beyond that, compensation is promised. शिवराज सिंह चौहान जी ने बढ़िया स्पीच दिया था, मेरी लाडली बहना, मैं तुमको पूरा कॉम्पेंसेशन दे दूंगा, पर अभी तक कॉम्पेंसेशन नहीं मिला है, केवल रिलीफ मिला है अंडर आरबीसी मैन्युअल. तो वो तो अलग है. तो व्हाट वी आर सेइंग इज, if it is higher than the old VWs, acquiring house shop is pending. But acquisition हुआ है, almost all of 15,946 as eligible for allotment of house plots and registration of those plots. ये हमारी मांग है, प्रेयर. तो ये लोग इसको नकार रहे हैं, और CWC का ही रोल था ये. If you want your lordship, I can read out from the this thing. Not only CWC, ट्राइब्यूनल अवार्ड में ये क्लियरली लिखा है कि BWN, this is it, on page 36 of our petition, the tribunal award clause 11 subclause 2(3), the backwater level at the highest flood level in Sardar Sarovar shall be worked out by the Central Water Commission in consultation with Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat.
Central Water Commission is not before us.
No,
They are not party here.
no, I am saying that when the backwater levels were fixed by Central Water Commission in 1984, and up to that level, all houses and shops were acquired. Up to the Maheshwar किला को भी उन्होंने बैकवाटर लेवल का निशाना नहीं लगाया था, आधा किला डूब गया 2023. एंड सामने के नावड़ा टोली जैसे गांव का क्या ध्वस्त हुआ, वो फोटोग्राफ्स पिटीशन में भी लगाए हैं लॉर्डशिप. फोटोग्राफ्स देखिए आप 180 and 181 plus 2 pages, and you will realize what happened. And why happened, I can explain. The report.
But we are not hearing on merit. Yes, आप बताइए maintainability. We have heard you on maintainability. We decide.
1 minute, your lordship. That उन्होंने जो non
We have made it clear. We are hearing only on maintainability. And you are arguing continuously on merit.
No, I am arguing about the non-maintainability points that they have made.
Legal कोई आपका objection हो तो बताइए maintainable है कि नहीं. That's all. Merit पे बाद में देखेंगे.
Maintainable है क्योंकि ये सब हुआ है.
बस ठीक.
और this has affected the people's rights, legal rights, constitutional rights and human rights.
There is no dispute about it. But they can raise their, individually they can raise their grievance. That is the problem.
No, the grievance redressal authority के हमने बहुत सारे जोड़े हैं.
Suppose madam हम आपकी petition अगर dismiss करते हैं merit पे कि इन्होंने सब सही किया, that will go against each and every individual land affected, this project affected families. They can't go to the GRA because High Court has said so. Nothing is wrong. How it can be?
आपने ही civic amenities पर GRA को दिया. Civic amenities का जिम्मेदारी.
आपका कहना है कि GRA कम है ज़्यादा है, that है.
नहीं, but GRA cannot take decisions on all these issues. That is what I am saying. I can discuss.
The GRA says so. It is beyond our jurisdiction.
No, the collective application GRA is not dealing.
Collective full है, individual judge इसको problem.
Individuals कैसे जाएंगे your lordship?
कैसे जाएंगे?
32,000. But ये तो role and responsibility of the authority. So it is only the violation of legal rights that we are before you for. So you can always direct them and give them directions. और इतनी irregularities है कि without the full perfect survey, which is our first prayer, they cannot. वही सारे without having legal right, because registration is not done. The land plots are sold or leased out and given to others. ये सब उनको भी जरूरी होगा, इसीलिए वो नहीं कर रहे हैं. Since 2017, why are they not implementing their own order?
Although it is not our job to advise you, but why don't you form an association of these persons and get an authorization for yourself and fight for them?
But it is our movement.
There's nothing. No, movement has
We
no
have
recognition.
public trust also.
Movement has no recognition
We
in
have
law.
public trust also.
Yes,
So many courts have heard us, your lordship.
Report has
Not
its
be
own
recognized.
opinion. Yes.
Now, Lordship, I will come to the second.
Yes.
The PFA should include all those affected and to be affected up to the old BWLS. They themselves are admitting that there is a two level of water levels, old and new. When the new was came into existence, out of some of them, obviously they take advantage out of that. Now they want that if the old one was in the existence, there will be lesser submergence because of the height level change. There are more submergence and therefore we may be granted more persons may be granted relief. One is this. So how it can be no education of individual there.
Exactly the
Now
opposite.
I will come to the
Incomplete.
para 7. Para 7, any representation, etc. made. NHL P14, page 187. They have 5 representation of the 4 petitioners. And they want us to reply for all these 15,000 people that we have allotted X thing to X person, then amount to particular person, then to particular person. How it can be possible? Everywhere it is only the about so many people, hundreds of family, all such type of words cannot be responded by the respondent in a petition unless and until specific allegation. I mean permitted to come only those. That's what we do. What was happened? Earlier there was a lesser water level. So what happens is the water moves lesser. When the water level is improved, there is a more submergence. So the triangle portion which is there, which is under dispute according to their argument, as I feel. क्या होता है जब ऐसा issue बनता है triangle, so they want this other person should be also included in that, and that is a disputed question that cannot be looked into here.
Madam, please. Madam, we'll not hear this matter if you will interrupt. Please have a seat. When you were arguing, there is nothing to law. Let us understand. We will close this matter, will not hurt. If you will create a order like this.
So they want all these disputed questions to be looked into by this honorable, without giving details exact by name that X person has not.
I the dam is fixed.
No.
Decided by the Supreme Court.
Yes, everything has been decided.
Submergence area can be decided on the basis of that maximum height,
Yes.
maximum level of water.
Yes.
So you must have calculated that how much height is.
That is the difficulty. They want a futuristic relief to change the height level and include all those persons after changing that. That is the relief, and that cannot be granted by this honorable court. There are certain of judgments that
Read from that.
kindly come again to the relief too.
Yes.
The PFS should include project affected families, should include all those affected. Means already affected means
Yes.
those
PFA should include all those affected.
affected means already affected and to be affected up to the old PWLS whose houses, shops are already acquired at the actual PWLS. Now all these
23
imaginary figure, imaginary figure.
23 में क्या हुआ?
Yes,
Height
sir.
बढ़ाई. It's a higher.
इनका ये मानना है कि इनका क्या अक्सर पूरी अगर आप पिटीशन देखिए जब वाटर लेवल जाता है they feel that because of this project some people are more contented. And that we can't change these.
So you have not increased any height. That can't be done.
Well, and that if it is to be done, if her argument taken to the prostrate view, she has to give a categorical statement each every time that because it was like this and subsequently it became like this and therefore X, Y, Z, 3 people, 8%, 10 people were affected and grant a relief to them. Not in a this haphazard manner. And therefore this PIL is not maintainable. This is my first number one.
Yes.
Secondly, it will all please to see the originally only 1 to 4 were participating and therefore all documents pertaining to these 4 people were given. Then if we presume that the petitioner number 5 is taking care of all the people.
Yes.
And this type of petition, if a relief cannot be granted to a petition. This is my question.
Can
Actually, almost in addition to what they have submitted, they have already payment for the GRA. We have stated the submitted the notification of R2, 3 kind of notification where the composition of the GRA from the duties have been included.
R2?
R2, 3
Number 3. You are number 3.
Number 2.
Number 2.
That would be entry number 29.
It's 76.
How many GRA are?
Right now, there are 3
Very clear. By how many pages?
right.
Huh?
Because I'm not so bad for the
Very clear.
cases.
Cases.
Cases, but I'm
About 7,000. We have given the tabulation data.
but the city is generally
Bill forum से
Being regularly,
forum भी हम
क्या बता रहे हैं आप?
76
76. Yes.
The notification.
Yes.
In which clause number 10 in object, the authority without prejudice to the generality of overall supervision powers shall exercise the following powers and authority to set up appropriate mechanism before which Austri's PF would be enabled to lodge complaint grievance in relation to any matter arising out of resettlement and rehabilitation. And money. It specifically states it relates to any matter arising out of resettlement and rehabilitation. In all these which they have stated that they have not been allotted the household or the plots which they were entitled to as per the INR policy. This fairly covers understanding. And thereafter, the revised backwater levels were revised in 2008. The submergence level was changed. It was lowered on the 2008 allotted. Therefore, all these damages they were exempted from the benefits under the INR policies due to the revision of the backwater level. And from 2008, now they are stating that the old backwater law should be implemented and the period should be included after a period of more than 14.
After reducing the height of the dam, the stability has been reduced. Number of affected persons.
Yes, they have been
reduced.
And that has been all.
What is
by
the
the
height?
Honorable Supreme Court.
ठीक है, हमारे land
With regards to the revised backwater levels annexure R26 may kindly be seen, whereby it's a letter of the Narmada Control Authority itself. They have stated there was a meeting which was held on 12/11/2008, and it was further, it is clarified that in the question of NW, that's page number 155. It's clarified that in section of NWDT award, all properties and lands have to be acquired up to FRL PL 138.68 meter and only building and habitats land situated above FRL and MWL so and so, as also those affected by the backwater affecting resulting from MWL. At the highest flood level in the Sardar Sarovar as worked out by the CWC. In view of the above, necessary field surveys may be carried out by transferring the revised backwater levels in the field to assess village-wise PFs, including sufficient creation along the river, Narmada and its tributaries, and furnish of come to NCA secretariat at the earliest. So after this only adoption came 2008, the revised backwaters were came into existence. After that, they are seeking the relief which relates to the previous backwater level in the 2024 after period of the
What about registration of
for regards to registration, we have specifically submitted that because a lot of this time dependent registration has to be determined between 3 states. All the expenses have to be borne between 3 states. We have already forwarded to the state government elections, and we have specifically contended that it would be completed within a period of 2 years. For all houses and all the PF process, we have forwarded proposals for whichever land has been allotted. In fact, we have submitted the action taken report also lodged in the press report, particularly for a single area in which the land allotted to them, how much area has been allotted to them, it has been specifically mentioned.
registration is all mandatory.
The registration has to be done by the state government election because the stamp expenses and everything will be done by the state government.
No, no, government has exempted.
They are exempted.
So only thing, but this document is needs to be presented before the registering authority. Why that has not been done? Where?
Before the state government election would be set.
स्टेट गवर्नमेंट जो आपको वहाँ का सब रजिस्ट्रार होगा वहाँ प्रेजेंट कर दीजिए रजिस्ट्रार स्टैम्प जो होगा उसको प्रेजेंट करें स्टेट गवर्नमेंट थोड़ी रजिस्ट्री करती है
All the details of the action taken before.
Where is that document? Where is the deed? You must have given a certificate that the RT में sales certificate मिलता है. That has to be registered. आप तो इसको certificate तो दिया हुआ ना allotment का.
Allotment letters दिए.
Letter दिए, letter नहीं.
Letters की copies
Proper deed execute करिए आप.
No common format.
Which could write us titles for the land which has been
कुछ format
given.
format बनाया आप.
Title नहीं दिया.
Format बनाया है कुछ किस nature की state बनी.
Example of the action taken report which here when you
हाँ उसको बताइए कोई format है क्या sending format. तो एक common format तो बनाइए at least कि इससे sending सबके हाथ एक document तो है कि हम आम ओनर कल को बेचने जाएंगे तो क्या रहेगा उनके पास कल को लोन लेने जाएंगे.
See the formats we have.
ये दो बाजार से 24 हुआ. आपने किसी का हाथ में डॉक्यूमेंट ही क्या दिया एक सरकारी एक लेटर की अलॉटमेंट दैट इज दैट विल कन्वर्ट द टाइम
109 onwards.
उस पे तो म्यूटेशन भी नहीं होगा उनका.
Sample cases है allotment letters.
वी हैव अंडरस्टैंड दैट प्रॉब्लम
109.
Yes, state.
So it is the violation of land revenue code.
We are dealing with that. Yes.
But considering that if they present any issue to construct
तो estimate बनाना तो पड़ेगा ना पहले.
हमने कई hundreds of applications.
Execution is the pre-NVDA. We are a central agency. We are coordinating the dispute intersect between the state, all parties.
What you have done for this?
That has been delegated to these, and these people are verifying who is outstreet and to whom they are required to do.
सब केस में आपके जीआरएन ने ऑर्डर कर दिया है, हमने यहाँ कंफर्म भी कर दिया. उसका बेनिफिट देते हैं कि कोई फैमिली को एक प्लॉट मिलेगा, एक एडल्ट मेंबर को मिलेगा, किसी पर्टिकुलर जिला.
स्कीम बन गई.
आपने एक लेटर दिया है, तो डीड कहाँ से?
Deed to execution is a domain of a NVD.
कौन है आपका ऑफिसर? कौन है? डायरेक्टली
for the sale
टाइटल पर्पस एक सेल डीड बनाई है. तो यहाँ फाइल का सेल एग्जम्प्टेड है. रजिस्ट्रेशन इज एग्जम्प्टेड.
रजिस्ट्रेशन करना चाहिए. ये ऑर्डर 1
रजिस्ट्रेशन तो मैंडेटरी है मैडम. वो तो
17 को ऑर्डर आई. 2017 से 4 बार हमारी चर्चा हुई कमिश्नर लेवल पर. हम कर रहे हैं हम क्या कर रहे हैं. भोपाल में अपनी है भाई. ठीक है.
we are in the process of doing the summit for agreement and also which is pending for the cabinet agencies. For
they need to
all for all the PF lots to settle the matter of all the PF.
नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. आप सिंपल एक सेल डीड बनाएंगे फॉर्मेट, उसको प्रेजेंट करना है रजिस्ट्रेशन के, और रजिस्ट्रार को रजिस्टर करेगा. दैट्स ऑल. अलॉन्ग विद योर अथॉरिटी लेटर. तो आप उस पे कानूनी बनाने जा रहे हैं. कानून की जरूरत है. स्टैम्प एक्ट है और रजिस्ट्रेशन एक्ट.
रोल एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी क्या है कि नर्मदा वाटर स्कीम ने लिखा है, नर्मदा कंट्रोल अथॉरिटी की. व्हाट द काउंसिल इज सेइंग दैट वी आर ओनली टू कोऑर्डिनेट इज एब्सोल्युटली नॉट राइट. Crores of rupees are spent on the administration of this interstate authority. They are still asking for further consultants and staff for rehabilitation. How can they say that everything is done and being taken care of? हम लोगों ने हर चीज के सैंपल लगाए हैं.
Title documents, they will get their name mutated. They can take a loan on that. They can get us permission to construct a house. So now we can happen नहीं देंगे.
They cannot get anything.
तो उसका proper demarcation होता है उसका.
But we are not.
Demarcation होगा, demarcation होगा, division of plots होगा.
Can I justify our first prayer? कि perfect survey करे बिना they cannot do the registration work. क्योंकि इतनी गड़बड़ी हो गई है, इतनी irregularities. Kindly go through whenever you
बहुत से सिविल सूट आएंगे.
go
ये
through the
plot वाला हुआ, ये इनको का, ये फ्रंट हमारा है, बैक आपका है. आपने प्रॉपर उसका प्लान बनाना था.
That is the
डेवलपमेंट प्लान.
action taken to put my candidates for a moment. Specific
Page
124 of
120 of the article.
reply of this amendment.
1.
24.
गाँव आपने शहर बसा दिया बिना प्लानिंग के.
In project for
Plotting to area.
area of action taken report.
एक बड़ा डेवलपमेंट लेटर बताइए जरा.
R2
Petition.
for page number 73 में kindly see the action taken report for Gram Kesalpur.
और केसरपुरा के ऐसे दिए हैं.
ये आवंटन प्रमाण.
इसका कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. केसरपुरा में आज भी कई लोग बाकी हैं. कटवाड़ा में आज भी कई लोग बाकी हैं. वैसे ही पड़े हैं विदाउट हाउस पॉलिसी. ग्राउंड लेवल सिचुएशन.
पट्टे जैसे देते हैं.
तो
जबकि ये ओनरशिप डॉक्यूमेंट.
काइंडली सी 112 योर लॉर्डशिप.
इसमें कि आपने 60/90 का इतने निःशुल्क प्रदान किया जाता है. पटवारी हल्का नंबर ये सर्वे नंबर उसके लिखा है.
नहीं लिखा है.
भूखंड नंबर 90 लेता, उसकी बाउंड्रीज नहीं लिखी.
नहीं. इसी कारण
कंपनी एक
बहुत
कितना सिविल करेंगे.
कमीशन ने क्या कहा है? आई विल रीड आउट.
ये पक्का है 2002 का.